Welcome to Speak Unstoppable. I'm Maria.
And I'm John. Here, we help you speak English with confidence in real life.
So relax, listen, and just enjoy the conversation.
Because here, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep speaking.
Let's begin.
Maria, I have to tell you something that happened to a friend of mine. He's been at the same company for 6 years.
6 years?
6 years. Same position. And last month, someone younger with less experience got promoted instead of him.
Oh no. What happened?
He asked his manager why, and the manager said, "Your work is excellent." Really, but in meetings, in calls with clients, you don't speak much. People don't always understand your ideas clearly.
So it wasn't about his skills at all.
It was about his English. And that's exactly what we're talking about today.
Welcome to Speak Unstoppable. Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Maria.
And I'm John. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. This episode is for B1 to B2 level English learners, so if you understand most of what we're saying right now, you're exactly who this episode is for.
How are you feeling today, John?
Honestly, a bit fired up. Because I think this topic, it affects people's real lives. Their careers, their money, their confidence.
Same here. This isn't just about grammar today. This is about your future.
Thank you so much for choosing to learn English with us today. Let's get into it.
Okay, so here's a question for you, listening right now. Have you ever felt like you're really good at your job, but somehow that's not enough?
Like you do great work. You meet your deadlines. You solve problems. But when it comes to promotions, to bigger opportunities, someone else gets chosen.
And maybe, deep down, you wonder, is it my English?
Here's a simple picture to understand this. Imagine your skills, your work, your ideas. They're like a beautiful gift inside a box.
And English, your communication, that's the wrapping paper. The packaging.
If the gift is amazing, but the wrapping paper is messy, torn, hard to open, people might not even bother to open it. They might assume what's inside isn't special either.
But if the wrapping looks clear, confident, easy to open, people are excited to see what's inside.
Your skills are the gift. Your English, the way you communicate it, that's the wrapping. And today, we're going to work on the wrapping.
Maybe this happens to you too. Let's get into it. John, let's start with something real. I once worked with someone. Very smart, very hardworking. But in meetings, he almost never spoke.
Why not?
He told me later, I have ideas, but by the time I translate them in my head and feel confident enough to say them, the meeting has already moved to the next topic.
Oh, that's so frustrating. You have something valuable to say, but the moment passes before you say it.
Exactly. And over time, people in the meeting started to see him as quiet, someone without many ideas. Even though that wasn't true at all.
He became what we could call invisible, not because he wasn't valuable, but because his ideas weren't visible to others.
Here's our first word for today. Overlooked. Overlooked means not noticed, not given attention, even if you deserve it.
For example, she did great work, but she was overlooked for the promotion because she didn't speak up much in meetings.
Or he felt overlooked, like his manager didn't even know what he was working on.
This feeling of being overlooked, it's not about your value as a worker. It's about visibility. And in many workplaces, especially international ones, English is how visibility happens.
Maybe you know this feeling too. You know you're capable. But somehow, that capability isn't being seen.
So here's a specific situation. Imagine it's a team meeting. Your manager asks, "Does anyone have ideas about how to solve this problem?" You actually have a really good idea.
But in your head, you're thinking, how do I say this exactly? Should I say I think that, or in my opinion? Is my idea even good enough to share?
And while you're thinking, a colleague, maybe with a worse idea, but more confidence, speaks up first.
And gets the credit, gets noticed, gets remembered.
This isn't fair, but it's very common. And the good news is, it's also very fixable. Maria, here's something that surprised me a lot when I started working in English-speaking environments. The people who got noticed most, they weren't always the ones with the best grammar.
Really?
Really. They were the ones who spoke clearly, confidently, and simply, even if their grammar had small mistakes.
That's such an important point, because so many learners think, I need perfect grammar to sound professional. But actually,
clarity and confidence matter more than perfection. A simple sentence, said clearly and confidently, is more powerful than a complicated sentence said quietly, with hesitation.
here's our second word, concise. Concise means saying something clearly, using few words, without unnecessary information.
For example, her email was concise and easy to understand, even though her English wasn't perfect.
Or, in meetings, try to be concise. Short, clear sentences are often more powerful than long ones.
I think a lot of learners try to make their English sound impressive by using long, complicated sentences. But in professional settings, especially with international teams, simple and clear is usually better.
Let's do a specific example. Imagine you're explaining a problem to your manager. Option 1. So, I think that, well, there could possibly be maybe an issue that might be related to perhaps the way that the data was kind of processed.
Ha 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 ha. Okay, that's a lot.
Option 2. I think there's an issue with how the data was processed.
Same idea. Completely different impact.
Option 2 sounds confident. Clear, like someone who knows what they're talking about. Option 1 sounds unsure, even if the idea itself is good.
And here's the thing. Option 2 isn't more advanced English. It's actually simpler, but it's used with confidence.
Here's our third word, hesitation. Hesitation means pausing before doing or saying something because of nervousness or uncertainty.
His hesitation made it seem like he wasn't sure about his own idea, even though he was.
Try to reduce hesitation in your speech. Even short pauses can make you sound less confident.
I want to be clear here. We're not saying never pause. Pausing is normal. It's human. We're talking about the kind of hesitation that comes from fear. The should I say this or not kind.
Right. There's a difference between a natural pause to think and a nervous pause because you're scared to speak at all.
Okay, let's get really practical now. Maria, what can someone actually do, starting in their very next meeting, to be more visible?
I love this question. Let's give people some real tools. Tool 1. Prepare one sentence in advance.
Just one?
Just one. Before a meeting, think about the topic and prepare one sentence you could say. It could be a question, an opinion, anything.
So even if you're nervous about the rest of the meeting, you already have one thing ready to say.
Exactly. And once you say that one sentence, something interesting happens.
What?
The fear gets smaller. You realize, okay, I spoke. Nothing terrible happened. I can do that again.
That's such a simple but powerful idea. One prepared sentence, lowering the whole barrier.
Tool 2. Use simple connecting phrases to sound more confident. Phrases like, I'd like to add something, or just to build on that point, or from my perspective.
These phrases do something clever. They give you a moment to organize your thoughts, while also making you sound professional and engaged.
I'd like to add something. This means you're about to share an additional point or idea.
For example, I'd like to add something to what Sarah said. I think we should also consider the timeline.
Tool 3, and this one is really important. Ask clarifying questions.
What does that mean exactly?
A clarifying question is a question you ask to understand something better or to make sure you understood correctly. For example, just to make sure I understand, are we saying the deadline is next Friday?
Oh, this is brilliant, because asking a good question makes you look engaged and thoughtful, even if you don't say a long opinion.
Exactly. People who ask good questions are often seen as smart, even more than people who just talk a lot.
Here's our fourth word, engaged. Engaged means actively involved and interested in something, paying close attention.
She seemed really engaged in the meeting, asking questions and taking notes.
Being engaged doesn't mean talking the most. It means showing you're paying attention and thinking.
Let's do a specific situation. Imagine you're on a video call with colleagues from different countries. Someone explains a new project. You understood about 80% of it.
That remaining 20%, that's actually completely normal. Even native speakers don't always catch everything, especially on video calls with bad audio.
Instead of staying silent and pretending you understood everything, you could say, could you repeat the part about the deadline? I just want to make sure I have it correctly.
That one sentence does so much. It clarifies the information for you. It might help others who also missed it. And it shows you're paying attention.
Here's our fifth word, follow up. To follow up means to continue communication about something after the first conversation, often to add information or check progress.
After the meeting, she followed up with an email summarizing the main points.
If you didn't get to share your idea in the meeting, you can always follow up afterward, in a message or email.
This is actually one of my favorite tips. If a meeting moves too fast and you didn't get a chance to speak, that's okay. You can send a short message afterward. I wanted to add a quick thought about.
This takes the time pressure away completely. You can think calmly, write clearly, and still contribute your idea. John, I want to talk about something a bit bigger now. Building what we could call your professional voice in English.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, the way you speak about your work, your ideas, your achievements. Many learners are great at small talk, chatting about weekends, hobbies, but when it comes to talking about their work,
Suddenly, it's harder.
suddenly it's much harder. Because professional vocabulary, talking about achievements, talking about your value, this is a specific skill. And like any skill, it needs practice.
Here's our sixth word, achievement. Achievement means something you have successfully done, especially through effort and skill.
One of my biggest achievements last year was leading the new client project.
Don't be afraid to talk about your achievements clearly. It's not bragging, it's information.
This is so important, especially for people from cultures where talking about your own success feels uncomfortable, even rude.
Right. In some cultures, being modest, not talking too much about yourself, that's seen as respectful. But in many English-speaking professional environments, if you don't mention your achievements.
Nobody else will mention them for you.
Exactly. So here's a specific situation. Imagine your manager asks, in a casual way, "How's the project going?"
A modest answer might be, "Oh, it's going fine. Just doing my part."
But a clearer answer could be, "It's going well. I finished the client report ahead of schedule, and the feedback has been really positive."
Same situation. But the second answer actually shows your work. It's not bragging, it's just accurate information about what happened.
I had to practice this a lot. At first, it felt strange, almost uncomfortable, to talk about things I did well. But over time, it started to feel normal, just, factual.
And here's the beautiful thing. The more you practice talking about your work clearly, the more naturally it comes. It's a muscle, like anything else.
One more practical thing here. Try keeping a small list, just for yourself, of things you did well each week. Even small things.
This helps in two ways. First, when someone asks about your work, you have real examples ready. And second, it helps you see your own progress, your own value, more clearly. Okay, let's bring this together now. John, what's the one mindset shift you'd want someone to take from today?
I'd say this. Your English doesn't need to be perfect to be powerful. It needs to be clear, and it needs to be used.
Say that again.
Your English doesn't need to be perfect to be powerful. It needs to be clear, and it needs to be used.
I think so many people are waiting for some future version of themselves. When my English is better, I'll speak up more in meetings. When my English is better, I'll talk about my achievements.
But that future version, they're imagining, they only get there by practicing now, with the English they have today.
Exactly. The promotion, the recognition, it often doesn't wait for perfect English. It goes to the person who communicates clearly, confidently, today, with the English they currently have.
I want to share something personal here, too. Early in my career, I stayed quiet in meetings for almost a year. I thought I was protecting myself from embarrassment.
And what were you actually doing?
I was protecting myself from being seen at all, good or bad. I was invisible, on purpose, because invisible felt safer than imperfect.
And what changed?
One day, I just said one sentence. In a meeting, a simple opinion. My heart was racing. But afterward, nothing bad happened. People just responded normally, like it was a normal thing to do. Because it was.
Remember this sentence, everyone. Clear and confident beats perfect and silent.
Say it again. Clear and confident beats perfect and silent.
Write that down. Put it somewhere you'll see it before your next meeting. Okay, everyone, let's slow down now. Word tour time.
Word 1. Overlooked. This means not noticed, not given attention, even if you deserve it.
Example 1. She felt overlooked when a less experienced colleague got the promotion instead of.
Example 2. Don't let your good ideas get overlooked just because you didn't say them out loud.
I think we've all felt overlooked at some point, in some part of our lives. It's a real feeling, and it's worth addressing.
Word 2. Concise. This means saying something clearly, using few words.
Example 1. His explanation was concise, just 2 sentences, but everyone understood immediately.
Example 2. Try to keep your emails concise. People are busy and appreciate clarity.
For me, learning to be concise actually made my English sound stronger, not weaker.
Word 3. Hesitation. This means pausing before saying or doing something because of nervousness.
Example 1. There was a slight hesitation before she answered, but her answer was great.
Example 2. Try to notice your hesitation. Sometimes, just starting the sentence is the hardest part.
Starting really is the hardest part. Once I start a sentence, somehow, the rest usually follows.
Word 4. Engaged. This means actively involved and interested, paying attention.
Example 1. He stayed engaged throughout the call, asking good questions at the right moments.
Example 2. You don't have to talk constantly to seem engaged. Just ask one thoughtful question.
This was a relief for me to learn. Engagement isn't about talking the most.
Word 5. Follow-up. This means continuing communication after a first conversation, often with extra information.
Example 1. She followed up with a short email after the meeting to share her idea.
Example 2. If you don't get a chance to speak, you can always follow up afterward.
Following up gave me so much relief. It removed the pressure of now or never.
Word 6. Achievement. This means something successfully done through effort and skill.
Example 1. He listed his achievements clearly during the performance review.
Example 2. Talking about your achievements isn't bragging, it's sharing information.
I keep a small note now, just for myself, with little achievements each week. It helps more than I expected.
Okay, practical time. One thing to try this week. Just one.
Before your next meeting or important conversation, prepare just one sentence, one question, or one idea that you could share.
And here's your sentence template for today.
I'd like to add something. From my perspective, underscore, underscore, underscore.
Say it out loud now. I'd like to add something. From my perspective, underscore, underscore, underscore.
Again, naturally, I'd like to add something. From my perspective, underscore, underscore, underscore.
That sentence opens the door. After that first part, your idea, whatever it is, just continues naturally.
Okay, comment challenge time.
This week's question: what's one situation at work or in life where you wish you had spoken up more?
Write it in the comments, just 1 or 2 sentences in English. I wish I had spoken up when underscore, underscore, underscore.
We read every comment. And honestly, sharing this, it's already a small act of speaking up.
If this episode helped you today, please give it a like. It really helps more people find this podcast.
And subscribe to Speak Unstoppable if you haven't yet. New episodes every day. Real conversations, real English, real life.
Thank you for being here today. Your voice matters in meetings, in conversations, in your career.
Until next time, remember, clear and confident beats perfect and silent.
Keep speaking. Keep showing up.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.